Welcome to the Roman Arena Podcast, created by the students of Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Here, we discuss various issues and events, plus interview those of influence. It's all from the perspective of the Roman students. Now, sit back and enjoy the Roman Arena Podcast.
And welcome to the first inaugural podcast here at Roman Catholic High School for Roman Arena Podcast. I'm your host, Cole Sonlin.
And I'm your other host, Nick McGatz.
And today we are joined by a very special guest,
Matt Sears.
Matt, can you please tell us about yourself?
I'm a freshman here at Roman Catholic. I played soccer for the school. I'm very excited to be on the show. First guest. And I'm a huge Sixers fan.
That's good. I like the Sixers. So, guys, I think we should just get straight into it. You know, with the Eagles, 8-1, Nick Sirianni's looking his best self. Jalen Hurts playing at MVP level. You know, he's already throwing for 2,300 yards and 15 touchdowns with only three interceptions, which is tied for third, at least in the NFL. The Eagles are 8-1. A.J. Brown's one of the best receivers in the NFL, and our line's the best. Our defense is also well-rounded. You know, the team is just... it's good all around. You know, we have our secondary is good now. Our defensive line is back up. Our linebacker core with Kaiser White, Hassan Reddick, it's going really well. And also to talk about A.J. Brown, you know, he's caught 730 yards so far, 730 yards receiving.
44 receptions, 16.5 yard reception, and 6 receiving touchdowns.
Which is outstanding for only 10 games into the season. Matt, do you think that Jalen Hurts will be able to hold up the rest of the season and into the postseason?
As looks of it, yes. As looked at things right now, yes. But with the strength of the schedule coming up, I'm not that sure.
You know, coming up this weekend, we got the Colts, and after that, the Giants and the Bears, and then the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve, and then the Giants after that. And then eventually we'll go into the playoffs. But for now, I do think that Jalen Hurts can hold up. You know, he's got his weapons, AJ, Devontae, and Quez. He's got the line to hold. So if everyone stays off the IR, I think we're good.
I agree.
Well, Goddard's from the IR.
Goddard's on the
Very
IR.
Talented.
Very talented tight end.
On my fantasy team.
Top five in
too.
Top 5 in the NFL. That's definitely arguable. To me, he's top 3, but whatever.
That's a little too much.
Based off opinion.
That's too much.
And my guy, Jordan Davis, rookie defensive tackle from Georgia, is on the IR for 2 more games. You know, our run defense is definitely collapsing. The Texans and the Commanders were easily able to run all over us without Jordan Davis there. Substitute for defensive tackle. But, you know, with him coming back, I think our run defense will start to come back.
I feel like the Eagles' defense is actually really well. Just the injuries start to kill teams in a league like this. But the secondary is great. Linebacker core is great. I feel like we're off to a strong start, and I feel like if that side of the ball keeps going where they are, we have a really good chance.
I agree, definitely.
I think it's great that we didn't go undefeated because we don't want that too much confidence because hungry dogs got to eat. And we're not hungry right now because we were 8-0. And then now we lost. So now we're hungry again for another win.
And I was just on Twitter the other day and seen the Commanders team dancing to Meek Mill. I myself, as a Philadelphian, felt pretty offended on that. I think the Eagles have to take that into offense and take that personally and have to come back and become hungry again. Hungry for that win. Hungry for that playoff run. And hungry for that Super Bowl.
Yes, sir.
Now, I actually would like to move on to the Philadelphia 76ers. The Sixers are still under Doc Rivers, but
off to a slow start as they start now 7-7. Last 2 games, Joel Embiid combined for 101 points, 2 big wins against the Hawks and the Jazz. Harden is out for a month with an ankle sprain, and our offense and defense were in shambles. Now we're starting to get back in the groove, and Embiid is returning to his old self. Tyrese Maxey is now coming out as a young dominant star and great guard in the league.
I think our expectations before the season started is we thought with Embiid's talent over the past 2 years, being both second in MVP races both years, which, my God, one day.
Last year he was the MVP.
Last year he was MVP, but
I thought it was kind of clear.
I thought it was clear as well. With Embiid's talent, Maxey coming out as a new rising star, James Harden, he quit all the eating and he's now back as he's old, but he quit the eating and is now back as he's a prominent guard.
He's in better shape, put it that way.
Exactly. With the additions of Daniel House Jr., DeAnthony Melton, and PJ Tucker with their defense and post skills and their ability to take it to the rack easily, I think that our expectations were really high as we thought they were going to be championship contenders, which to me I still do. They're 7-7. I think with Embiid's performance with a couple of days ago, with one of the greatest games I've ever seen in my entire life, 59 points, 11 rebounds, 7 blocks, and 8 assists, is like a Wilt Chamberlain stat line to me. Like, that's like 2K my career stat line. Like, it was crazy.
And the Jazz aren't like a bad team. I think they're in like the middle of the Western Conference right now.
They're number one.
They're number one.
They're number one.
There you go, number one. And for him to put up 59 points against them, it's a sign of greatness.
That is crazy.
It's crazy. The first person to do that was Wilt Chamberlain, and Embiid is the only person to do that since the stat line, the stat line of steal. Embiid is the first person to do that since the stat line for a steal was created. That's crazy.
That's wild. That's nuts.
Over 70 years. The Sixers, as my co-host Nick said, they're out to 7-7. I think with Harden coming back in the next week or two, he will continue to get the ball moved around for Tyrese's open shot and Embiid's post. To me, I think there is no one in the NBA physically possible that can stop him. Joel Embiid. He, to me, is a very dominant center, and he's the most dominant center in the NBA right now. He's the best, but maybe that's just a biased opinion. But if Joel Embiid keeps this up, Harden comes back healthy with his playmaking ability, Tyrese Maxey keeps up the playmaking, I think that we'll be able to make it far in the up and coming future.
All right, let's move on to the Philadelphia Phillies. And we know they lost on November 6th to the Houston Astros in 6 games in the World Series. That one hurt. Let's talk about some of their stat lines. They went 87 and 75 in the season after starting 22 and 29 with Joe Girardi, which is honestly crazy. Rob Thompson took this team a long way, and all the players stepped up. Schwarber, Hoskins, Ramuto, Harper, Castellanos, Wheeler, and Nola, they all stepped up.
Yeah, it's definitely true. After we fired Girardi in April, I thought, I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm going to be honest. But when Philly Rob came in, did he do the job. Kyle Schwarber recorded 46 home runs in the regular season, only second behind Aaron Judge. And, Schwarber's been in the league a long time. He won the World Series with the Cubs. He's definitely been in the league a long time. But
he was our player on the Phillies with the most experience in the playoffs. No one else on this team has really been in the playoffs before.
Yeah, exactly.
It's mostly been
Bryce
Kyle
Harper
Schwarber.
was actually in the World Series. Not the World Series. In the playoffs. In the playoffs, that's what I meant.
With the Nationals.
Yeah, with the Nationals. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Kyle Schwarber has been in the playoffs a lot of
Because
times.
it was the year after Harper came here.
Mhm.
The Nationals won the World Series.
Yeah, exactly. I think with Philly Rob's leadership, which was something unfortunately Joe Girardi couldn't do. I thought Joe Girardi was really good at first. I liked him as the manager, but when Rob Thompson came in, I think that he gave what the players truly needed, which was like that emphasis and courage that they needed to step up and to get the job done to win games. And as they entered the playoffs, everyone in the nation thought the Phillies were just first round exits to the Albert Pujols and the Cardinals, but we sweep them in 2. And the next round was the Atlanta Braves.
Everyone thought we were going to lose that series.
But-
Sweep 3-0. We get the first game in Atlanta. Ranger Suarez, good pitching performance. Lose the next one, which we did in San Diego as well. We won both at home, which is really great for us because knowing we can win all at home all the time.
Yeah, we in the Atlanta series, we took the first, lost the second, won the three in home. And then the next series in the NLCS, when we took the first in San Diego, we took the first in San Diego. No, excuse me, excuse me. We took the first in Philadelphia, the second in San Diego. They took the second in San Diego, and then we came back and won the three in Philadelphia, which was an amazing accomplishment. I was actually at my buddy's house for Game 5 when Rangers' last pitch went up in the air and Castellanos hit it, caught it, celebrated it. It was glorious. It was glorious until the World Series. Game 1, 5-5 into the extra inning. JT Realmuto hits a walk-off. Philly State Game 1. Game 2, we sadly lost in Houston, which was a tough match, but, hard fought. Game 3, we're up 2-1. Game 4, we lost in Philadelphia.
Wait. Back to Game 3. When they hit, 5 home runs, correct?
5 home runs.
Yeah, 5.
Lance McCullers.
5 home runs from solid pitcher. Gave everyone thought this is their series. Then they just couldn't hit the ball.
Next game they got no hit against, I think, Christian Javier. I think so.
Yeah, Christian Javier. Yeah,
Definitely.
They didn't hit a single ball.
Game 4, yeah.
It was
Game 5, I think Justin Verlander pitched that game.
Justin
against us.
Verlander pitched, too.
He pitched amazing. He pitched his heart out. He's 39, 40 years old.
Yeah, and
Pitched
he
his
actually
heart out.
He actually just won his third Cy
Young.
Young award last night, which is incredible. What an incredible awards the man has won for being such a great pitcher in his day, one of the greatest of all time, arguable. But, Phillies lost in 6. It was tough, but I think we got him next year.
I want to talk about Game 6 real quick. Rob Thompson pulls out Zach Weir in the 6th inning with only 70 pitches after when he lets up a hit and Yordan Alvarez comes up. And, Jose Alvarado comes in, lets up a home run to Yordan Alvarez right there. That one hurt.
He let up the 3-1 game-winning home run after the score was 1-0. After Kyle Schwarber's absolute bomb to right field.
all right. I'm gonna go back to Game 3 and then Game 4. Consistency is what we lacked all year,
True.
and it showed when it mattered the most. It's just it was crazy how they even got there.
The Cinderella story.
Yeah, Cinderella story, exactly. But just came out in the last 3 games, lost them all.
Tough game, Game 3. No hit, Game 4. Tough one, Game 5.
Game 6.
Game 6.
Reminded me of 2020 World Series when Kevin Cash pulled out Blake Snell in the 6th inning when they were winning, and they lost.
For what team?
The Rays.
For what team?
The Rays against the Dodgers.
The Dodgers won the World Series that year. And to me, I guess Rob Thompson backed up his choice to take out Wheeler, but if it were me, I would personally have kept in Wheeler
I think
for Yordan Alvarez.
all of Philly would have kept.
Yeah, all of Philly would have kept in Yordan Alvarez or Wheeler and for Yordan Alvarez's bat, and then maybe taking him out for Jose Alvarado. But he hit the Jose Alvarado through the ball perfectly. Yordan Alvarez 3-1 3-run nuke, and tough game. But I think the Phillies do have a good chance next year. They let go of Gene Segura. To me, I think Rhys Hoskins in the next couple of months might possibly be off his team just because of how rough he was playing. But, he actually did good in the postseason, surprisingly. But, I love old Rhys. He's the oldest on the team. He's been here the longest. And, it was just a hard-fought season. But it ended with failure. But that's okay. We just got him next year.
The Phillies move in the offseason. They're going to be looking at a lot of new players as they let go of Zach Eflin and Gene Segura. I think they're going to pursue either Xander Bogaerts or Trey Turner. They're both stars. And then on the mound, they're going to try to get, I think, Carlos Rodon from the San Francisco Giants. And
Trey Turner's excellent.
Phenomenal.
That'd be a great
Phenomenal.
fit on the left side of the infield. You start over second base. I feel like we'll be set. That's a good leadoff hitter. That means you move Schwarber down, and that means you'll still protect Harper with 3 and 5. So I feel like we'll have a way better chance of going back to where we.
To me personally, if we're talking about the lineup, which is like the last thing I want to talk about for the Phillies, we start with Schwarber, then we go to Reese, JT, Bryce, and then Alec Bohm, Bryson Stott,
Gene Segura,
Gene Segura, and then the ninth, it switches out for the ninth.
Brandon Marsh,
Brandon
Matt
Marsh,
Vierling.
yeah, Matt Vierling.
Castellanos bad at fifth.
Oh,
This team-
excuse me.
It doesn't matter
Yeah,
really.
sorry. Excuse me.
This team,
Castellanos.
they
I-
were stacked on paper.
Wait,
They were definitely stacked on paper.
talking about Castellanos, his performance in the World Series. I forget the stat they had on the. I forget the stat, but he got like 2 or 3 hits in the World Series. That's very poor for a player his caliber and all the money he's getting. I was very upset. I was very upset.
Disappointing.
To Matt Surreal, he did only acquire 2 hits in the World Series.
There you go.
In the postseason, Nick Castellanos got 12 hits in total, and 8 of them, he only scored 8 runs, which is good. But when he needed to show up most, with 2 outs left, with games on the line, he didn't. But I think after game 6, I seen a video on the internet of Phillies fans yelling at his wife and his son. I think that was wrong. It's not their fault that her husband or father wasn't able to hit the ball, but I think Nick Castellanos can come back next year and do what he used to do in St. Louis and come back as a good player. Actually, the next thing,
St. Louis.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
It's all good.
The next thing I'd actually like to talk about is the NFL awards. They're given at the ESPYs at the end of the year, but
It's mid-season. I feel it's probably right to talk about them right now.
I think we should just talk about it's mid-season. We're through 10 games. We're pretty much through almost a little bit more than half the season.
Yeah.
I think me and Nick have compiled possible suitors for the NFL awards as if the season had ended today.
we both have Jalen Hurts as MVP.
All right, hold on. I like to
All right, go ahead.
go against that. I feel like he's been good, but out the strength of schedule and the passing yards as a quarterback or like passing stats, I feel like if we're gonna go quarterback, I feel like we should still talk about Patrick Mahomes.
Pat Mahomes.
I agree.
Losing Tyreek Hill and still being phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
the fact he lost Tyreek Hill, best weapon on the team, well, one of the best weapons on the team, and for him to still be playing at this level, it's outstanding.
It's impeccable.
It is impeccable. For MVP, there's only 5 possible guys you can talk in the top 5 conversation. I think personally you can talk about Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Tua, and Lamar Jackson. 5 very outstanding quarterbacks.
I would rather take a position player than Tua Tagovailoa
Okay.
or Lamar Jackson,
Okay.
and it being Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson, I agree. Okay.
The stats he puts up with, well, not a lack of quarterback play, but not
No.
great quarterback.
Not great quarterback play.
And the stats he puts up, outstanding. He gets separation. He just lit up the Bills this weekend on Sunday. They're one of the best defenses in the league, and he lit them up.
Yeah, and that too. Me and Nick both agreed that if the Eagles continue what they are doing right now and only hold to 2 or 3 losses on the season, I think Nick Sirianni will win Coach of the Year.
Yeah, agreed.
The only other coach maybe doing that is maybe Andy Reid, but I only see that if the
Andy Reid's always in contention for
yeah
it.
he is always
The,
in contention.
The new Vikings coach is also up there.
What's his name?
I think this is first or second year.
First, second
sure.
year, yeah.
Yeah. They're 8-1 also, I think.
Mm-hmm.
That's very outstanding.
They're the only team same
Yeah.
record as us, but we have still better power than them
Because
according to NFL.com.
Yeah, there you go.
we beat them week 2.
We
as
beat
well.
them. So
Yeah, we beat. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So for the defensive player of the year, we have Sauce Gardner.
actually, I know I wrote that down, but I'd like to change that. For defensive player of the year, I have Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons is outstanding.
He is an animal.
Second-year linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys was picked after Devontae Smith.
Wait, last year, who won it last year? Was it him or was that
No.
rookie? Was that you?
I think it was
He won rookie, yeah.
he won Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
So second year, he was picked after Devontae Smith. If we knew now, I would personally have picked Michael Parsons over Devontae Smith. But Devontae continues to be that second option, the second weapon that continues to do what he's doing.
Wait, Alex. So Devontae Smith, his route running is actually very questionable.
It is definitely questionable.
I'm
His
not-
hands are good though.
He has very good hands. He has good footwork, but the route running and like how open he gets, inconsistent.
I agree.
Mm.
For offensive player of the year, it's pretty obvious if you ask me. Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
Offensive rookie of the year, we have Damian Pierce.
He's a running back
Yeah,
for
the running back.
the Texans.
Yeah,
He ran
very solid. Very solid.
Very
all
solid.
over
Yeah.
the Eagles.
He ran all over the Eagles against Texans. For defensive rookie of the year, that's obviously it's Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
Sauce
Definitely.
Gardner is arguably, but to me, he's the best cornerback in the NFL.
No.
Who would you say?
You still couldn't go wrong with Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey.
Don't get me wrong, his team is bad. No, not bad, but
Mid. They're
they're
not as good.
They're not playing great.
mhm.
But like quarterbacks are still scared to throw his way.
Matt Stafford. Yeah,
Yeah. Like he's still very talented.
he is still very
That's all.
talented. Sauce Gardner. He's as a rookie, very outstanding numbers. When guarding receivers, he is the least given up receiving yards once guarding head-on receivers.
I think he
Which-
still has 0 touchdowns.
Yeah,
so
he has
far.
0 given up touchdowns, which is outstanding for a rookie. But
Sauce Gardner did a great job against one of the best receivers, Stephon Diggs.
mhm.
Locked him up. I think he got what, 1 interception, 2 interceptions.
one or
interception
two
that game.
receptions. Yeah.
Yeah. That's nuts.
And then for I think that's it. We had MVP, which is debatable per opinion. Hurts, Mahomes, Josh Allen.
Mhm.
Coach of the year, Sirianni. Defensive player of the year, Michael Parsons. Defensive rookie of the year, Sauce Gardner, but that's also debatable. No,
With Aiden Hutchinson.
with Aiden Hutchinson. Aiden Hutchinson's playing really well. at the line.
Aiden Hutchinson is playing on a very good level, but Sauce Gardner is playing on a great level.
He is playing on a great level. I
There's a
agree.
difference between good and great.
That's definitely true.
He has to step up if the Lions want to get back on track.
You can't really just have a rookie defensive end be the only one who steps up.
Exactly.
That includes the quarterback, the coaching staff, the
Everyone.
line, everyone. It's all as a group. Yeah.
For offensive player of the year, Justin Jefferson. For offensive rookie of the year, to conclude the awards, Damian Pierce. I think it's a pretty suitable list. If you care to differ, that is okay. All share different opinions.
That's just our opinion.
No opinion is wrong. For the final topic, I think I would like to talk about the NFL midseason, like the postseason bracket, if the season also ended today. The Eagles are the first in the NFC and would have the bye for the division. So they would have the bye for the wild card and would go into the divisional round. Second seed Vikings, and then on the AFC side, the
Chiefs are first.
Chiefs are first,
and then it's
and then the Bills continue to stay in second.
I think the Bills.
Yeah.
I think the Bills
That
are
is
wild
true.
card.
That is true. I just read a stat the other day that if the season ended today,
Every team.
every AFC East team would make the playoffs,
Yeah.
including
I saw that as well.
the Bills, Pats, Dolphins, and the Jets. The Jets, I would like to talk about them really fast.
And the NFC, I thought.
The NFC East and the AFC, but the Commanders want to make the playoffs. Not yet. They're only 5-5.
Yeah, you're right. But the Giants, Eagles, Cowboys are in the playoffs
Playoffs.
as of right now.
Yeah. I would actually like to talk about both sides of the East. The Dolphins, Tua is playing out as an outstanding level. He had that injury in the earlier weeks with his very serious concussion, but he's come back. He's fully back, and he's back at it with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. He's continued to throw on point. Zach Wilson's Jets, Zach Wilson isn't the best quarterback, but he's getting the job done. Sauce Gardner continues to play well. The line's good. The Bills are arguably a top 3 team in the league, a 6-3 at the moment. Josh Allen is a top 5 MVP. Stephon Diggs is the second best receiver in the NFL.
About the Bills, their game this weekend is expected to have 6 feet of snow.
Yeah,
40 to 72.
The game this
40
weekend
40 inches
Against
all the way up to like
Cleveland
72.
Browns.
they're playing the Cleveland Browns.
That's crazy.
If you think about it, Nick Chubb is only 5'11", and Devin Singletary is only 5'7".
They will not be able to see.
They will not be able
If
to
the
see.
Bills are wearing their white jerseys, Devin Singletary will not be able to be caught.
That is the truth.
And also talking about the NFC East. The NFC East is the best division of football at the moment. They are at a total of 29, appears to be 29-8 at the moment, which is crazy through 10 games of the NFL season. Eagles are at 8-1, Giants are at 7-2, Cowboys at 6-3, and the Commanders at a lone 5-5. Surprising that the Giants are doing well this year. Saquon Barkley's back at it, being his old self.
Daniel Jones actually looks kind of solid.
Danny Dimes looks kind of solid this year. They don't have many options with their top option tearing his ACL in the beginning of the season, which is very tough. The Dallas Cowboys continue to be a pain in our side, but can't do anything about it. Dak Prescott is back. Michael Parsons is playing really well. CeeDee Lamb continues to be good. Since Amari is off the team now, the line continues to be good, and the Cowboys still hold the title as the best defense in the NFL. Mm-hmm. One thing I would like to say before we end this other bracket, the NFC West is very, very mediocre with the Seahawks, Niners, Cardinals, and Rams. Last year, the Cardinals started out 8-1, the same spot we're in now, and now they are third at 4-6. The Seahawks are in the top of the division with Geno Smith.
And they were expected to only win like 2 to 3 games this season.
Yeah.
Seahawks?
Yeah, with only Geno Smith, but they're at the top of 6-4. The Niners are 5-4 in second, and the Rams at a very disappointing 3-6.
Actually, I passed up on Metcalf in the fantasy draft because of the quarterback play. Completely, it's a full regret as of right now.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And one more thing, Tom Brady. He very sadly, very sadly, just got divorced with his wife Giselle. Very sad. Tom Brady, he's getting older. I think he's kicking 43 right now, but he's digressing a lot in the NFL. His team's sitting at 5-5,
and somehow they're first in their division.
Yeah, they're somehow first.
Yeah,
NFC South.
On the play they ran,
terrible.
the play they ran on Sunday in Germany.
The trick play in Germany.
Trick play when he slipped, kind of shows that he's basically going on 50.
To me, I think he should stop going out for passes, as we know how he dropped the important pass in the Super Bowl 52.
Yep.
I don't think any of us could forget how funny that was. Mm-hmm. And then the last thing I think we should talk about is Roman football. We all go Roman. We enjoy it. I play on the freshman football team myself. We went a stunning 4-1. It was a hard fought first season, but I think we got him next year.
Wait, was the tie? Was that like a tie at regulation and overtime, or just no overtime?
No overtime. We do the refs don't allow overtime in freshman league.
Oh, right.
We tied to Archbishop Wood. We beat O'Hara, we beat LaSalle, we beat Judge, and then we tied Wood, and then we lost our last 4 games, which is tough. But
you got a few good wins though. You did have some good wins.
We did a few. We beat Judge, Cardinal, O'Hara, LaSalle. A few good wins in here and there, but I think it was a hard-fought season. I think we'll be back next year. We'll be older and stuff. But to talk about Roman varsity, they ended their regular season as an 8-2 record.
And a 4-1 in the conference, I believe.
They're 4-1 in the conference right now. They are sixth. They are sixth in Philadelphia for Philadelphia high schools. They are still top 10 for Pennsylvania high schools as of right now. A few really notable players on their team. 4-star Tyser Denmark, wide receiver, who still averages 110 yards a game. Outstanding for a junior 4-star receiver. Another great leader on the Roman varsity team is wide receiver Jameer Robertson, who also sort of plays quarterback. He also averages 100 yards a game. With behind Tyseer for receiving is Trey Woodley and Eddie. And for behind Jameer for rushing is Mayo and Jeremiah Tab. Total touchdowns over the season, Jameer had 7 total. Tyseer had 7, and Mayo had 6. Tackles per game, the monster Jameel Lyons, 4-star at Penn State this year, with a total of 6 tackles. Jordan Montgomery with 5.2, and Jason Patterson with 5.2 as well. Jason Patterson led Roman with 7.5 sacks, Jameel with 3, Jordan with 2, and interceptions. Jordan had 2, and Will Felder had 2 as well. Talking about passing, Samaj Beals, freshman, Good friend of yours?
Yeah. Actually, I barely even know. I got classes with him now.
Class with him though. He's a freshman, just came in with he's our class. He threw for 11 touchdowns first year. Outstanding quarterback. Most of them were to Tyseer and Trey, but Eddie had a good few, as everyone goes in for receiving, which is good. They play this weekend
Against Imhotep.
Imhotep for city championships at 4:00 at Northeastern High School Northeast High School in the Northeastern area, closer to Ronhurst and Fox Chase. That is both where me and Nick are from.
Yep.
Very proud. If you are able to make it, come out and watch Roman play. And, Matt, thank you for coming on the show.
Anytime.
Nick, thank you for helping.
You're welcome anytime, my boy.
And it was Roman Arena Podcast number 1.
You've been listening to the Roman Arena Podcast, produced by the students of Roman Catholic High School in Philadelphia, the oldest diocesan high school in the United States. Be sure to subscribe to get new, fresh episodes and follow on social media for more. Thanks for listening to this episode. We'll see you next time on the Roman Arena Podcast.